So you're looking to get into fixed gear bikes, but you don't know what bike to get, how to start riding, or even if fixed gear riding is right for you. Here's exactly how you can get into fixed gear bikes. First, you need to decide if fixed gear riding is even right for you at all. Just to be clear, a fixed gear is a bike that only has one gear. The bike cannot coast. The pedals never stop turning. Can't stop, don't want to either. Those are Joseph Gordon-Levitt's words in the meme of a movie, Premium Rush. Not mine. Consider why you even want to start cycling in the first place. Maybe you want to commute on your bike because you're sick of public transit or sitting around in traffic. Maybe you want to get into shape and challenge yourself to see how fast or how far you can go. Maybe you want to cut the financial burden of owning a car by cutting down on your insurance, your maintenance, and your fuel costs. Or heck, maybe you want to get rid of your car entirely. Or maybe you just want to get into a hobby, meet new people, and have a ton of fun. Those are all excellent reasons for getting into cycling. If you have a deeper motivation for why you even clicked on this video in the first place, cycling will help you achieve your goals. Most importantly, you should ask yourself, will riding my bike regularly help me become the person that I want to be? Next, consider if riding a fixed gear will help you enjoy cycling more or not. Fixed gear isn't for everybody. Some people absolutely hate it, while other people have a really hard time imagining riding anything else because they find it so dang fun. People that do ride fixed gear tend to be pretty die-hard about it because there's no other type of cycling that gives that delicious connected feeling with the bike. The best way to see whether you'll like riding a fixed gear or not is to just try one out, whether that's through a competent bike shop or through a friend. Be warned, a lot of people that try fixed gear for the first time get immediately hooked and sucked into the deep rabbit hole that is the fixed gear scene. When I was a young high school lad, I rode a fixed gear for the first time. I then immediately listed all of my video games on Craigslist so I could go and buy one myself. And saying this out loud, I now just realized that it sounds like I developed a drug addiction, but it's been one of the best decisions I've made, unlike a drug addiction. Although fixed riding is mostly a personal preference, there are some practical benefits. Fixed gear bikes are incredibly easy to maintain. Even if you have no experience working on bikes, there's plenty of tutorials on YouTube that will teach you how to modify and fix your fixed gear really easily. In my opinion, fixed gears are the most reliable type of bike because they are so simple, making them perfect for commuting or everyday riding. That simplicity also makes them really easy to build up and customize to exactly the way you want it. Of course, there is the drawback of only having one gear for all of the different types of terrains and riding conditions that you will come across. You have to shift with your legs. If you find yourself up against a steep hill or a really strong headwind, all you can do is grind it out and pedal harder. But because of that drawback, riding a fixed gear forces you to become a stronger rider. When you do climb that mountain or finish your first 100-mile ride on a fixed gear, it makes the finish so much sweeter because you know that you did it with your own power and with your determination. The drawback of having only one gear and making do with it no matter what you're up against is actually my favorite part of riding a fixed gear, and it is a benefit in my eyes. Again, fixed gears aren't for everybody. They're for people that want to challenge themselves. They are harder to ride. They're for people that like customization, and they're for people that want that pure connected feeling with the bike that I really can't do justice. You just have to try one out for yourself. If that sounds like you, the next thing that you want to do to get into fixed gears is to get hyped. It's almost a prerequisite at this point to watch the MASH and Macaframa movies, which are edits of these hooligans riding brakeless fixed gears and hill bombing and doing crazy rides in San Francisco. Almost everybody that is into fixed gears got hyped watching the MASH and Macaframa movies at some point. After you watch those, watch the cheesy action movie Premium Rush. That's chock full of fixed gear and bike messenger cliches. As silly as the movie is, it's still entertaining and it still gets me pumped to ride my bike. And of course, click that subscribe button for more fixed gear tips and guides. Because life is short, but don't make it shorter, so ride your bike every day to be reasonably dangerous. I'll teach you how to get the most out of your fixed gear so you can ride and challenge yourself to be better every day. After you get hyped to ride a fixed gear, all there's left to do is to actually get a fixed gear and start riding. It took me 2 weeks of researching beginner fixed gears before I finally chose one, so I'm here to make that whole process easier for you. I'll give you a couple of key specs to look out for so you can choose a great beginner fixed gear. And to make it super duper easy for you, I'll give you a solid beginner fixed gear recommendation. As a rule of thumb, a $400 to $500 bike will be the best use of your money, since these bikes will be more reliable than cheaper ones and they'll have better components, so they'll be more fun to ride. For most people's first bike, I recommend to get a steel bike, specifically double-butted 4130 chromoly steel. 4130 chromoly is durable for crashing and locking up, and it tends to have a lively ride quality that's a ton of fun to ride. Second are the wheels. Look for sealed bearing hubs. Basically, this means that the hubs are maintenance-free and you don't have to fiddle with them at all. You can just keep on riding them and they'll be smooth for years to come. Also, make sure the rims aren't super deep. Flashy, deep rims like these will be heavier for no reason other than looking kind of cool, subjective, but they will feel sluggish to ride. Look out for midsection wheels since they'll be lighter and they'll still be durable enough for daily use, and overall they'll make your bike easier to accelerate and easier to get up hills, which will make it much easier to fall in love with cycling. That's a quick version of what to look for in a great first beginner fixed gear, but be sure to click the playlist at the end of this video to watch more in-depth guides for first beginner fixed gears. The bike that I'm recommending here is the Pure Premium. Pure Cycle sent over this solid beginner bike to make a video about it. Full disclosure, there's an affiliate link for the Pure Premium in the description, which means if you buy anything from that link, I will get a small cut, which will help me continue to run the channel. So take that information as you will. The Pure Premium checks off a lot of boxes for being a great first fixed gear. It's made out of durable 4130 chromoly that's still light enough that will survive minor crashes and inconsiderate beach cruisers at the bike rack. It comes with midsection wheels that are easy to accelerate, and they're laced to sealed bearing Novatec hubs, so you can focus more on riding your bike instead of maintaining it. The Pure Premium isn't perfect though. It only comes with a front brake and it doesn't come with foot retention at all. The chain tensioners don't work, and I have a few other minor gripes about it. Regardless, it's still a great choice for most beginners, and you probably won't notice a lot of the things that I don't like about it. Stay tuned for next week where I compare the Pure Premium to the entry-level fixed gear king, the Kilo TT. The Pure Premium is priced similarly to the Kilo TT Pro at $450, but unlike the Kilo TT, it's especially worth your consideration if you're outside of the US, because you can actually get the Pure Premium outside the US, unlike the Kilo TT. Also, if you're looking for more great beginner fixed gear choices, check out my top 3 video that will also be in the playlist at the end of this one, so you can start riding as soon as possible. Once you get your bike, just have a ton of fun and ride it a lot. Here are some things that first-time riders should get the hang of. Despite all of the movies that you watched to get hyped, keep your front brake on. I guarantee you that it will save your life. Practice getting in and out of your foot retention. You'll be taking your foot out of your foot retention at intersections, and you'll have to quickly and smoothly get back into it once the light turns green so you can keep up with the flow of traffic. So practice it to the point where you can get your foot in on one try without looking at it. Practice stopping by backpedaling to get a feel for how much distance and time you need to stop without your front brake. This will give you an idea of how much control you have over your bike, and it'll help you get a feel for riding fixed gear and switching between pedaling and backpedaling. Regardless, still use your front brake for 90% of your stopping power. Fixed gear can take a while to get used to, and everybody gets the hang of it at different rates. I recommend to first try practicing fixed gear in an empty parking lot and then taking to the streets once you're more comfortable. Riding in the streets with cars around can be pretty daunting, so don't do anything you don't think you can handle and just ease yourself into it. When I got my first fixed gear, I rode around pretty slowly, around 10 miles per hour for about a week after getting it. And after that, I ramped up the speed and distance once I got gradually more comfortable. Safety is first, so ride your bike at whatever pace you're comfortable with. But most importantly, you'll get comfortable riding in traffic and riding your fixed gear the more often you ride. Question of the day: what are your tips for people that are looking to get into fixed gear riding? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more beginner guides just like this, let me know what topics you want to see me cover in the comments as well. If you're looking to buy a good beginner fixed gear bike that's worth your money, check out the Pure Premium at the link in the description, and anything you buy from that link gives me a small commission and helps me run the channel. Fixie famous shoutouts to Albert Wu, Marek Dravecky, Robert Terpstra, Blue Tick Hound, Duella01, Evil, Ernie, Mark Vandeventer, and Jeziel for supporting the channel through Patreon and making these videos possible. If you don't have a fixed gear yet, you can watch one of these videos that will help you get on a fixed gear that will be best for you. Remember, life is short, but don't make it shorter, so ride your bike every day to be reasonably dangerous.